Freedom and Struggle. This is the PMN Song and Poetry Swap, which we've been doing, gosh, over a year now on Zoom. It's been pretty cool ride. I'm gonna turn my light on, get a little illumination here, and just say welcome to everybody who's tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube, and welcome to all the wonderful people in the Zoom room who are here to share songs today. We've got an incredible lineup coming up. And I want to just say again why we exist. We've been existing as a network for 40 plus years, and a while back we became a membership organization, and then since the pandemic started, our membership nearly tripled because we've been doing membership activities that are supporting our members in the work of building music as a vibrant part of our culture in the service of peace and justice. Music is beautiful for all kinds of reasons, but we're a group of activists and musicians and artists that see an important part of our music as being speaking to the injustices in this world, speaking to call out the powerful, speaking to enliven the struggle of people who are fighting for a better world, fighting against racism, fighting for a sane environment, a rational healthcare system that takes care of people's needs, and so many other things. So we come together in this space really to share our music with each other, to learn new songs, to feel inspired, and we're also here to kind of learn about some of the struggles themselves. And what I'm going to do is actually show you our website a little bit. peoplesmusic.org is the name of the website, and we got some incredible events coming up actually that I wanted to tell you about. If you go to peoplesmusic.org is our website. First thing to note is looking ahead a little bit to June 4th through 6th is our Pmn Summer Convergence, and that is an event that's been going on since 1977, but this will be the second year that we've done the Summer Convergence online. We're coming off the excitement of the Winter Convergence back in January, where we did a lot of workshops on like how to sing together in community during the pandemic. We're going to be shifting a little bit some of the topics because we're learning new things, and the situation is changing, and we're going to actually be getting together for kind of an organizing meeting next week for anybody who's interested in being part of organizing. We are a member driven organization, so the things that that matter to our community really drive the topics at our gatherings. So we're very excited to be gathering together in community as we do, twice a year. And it's really a time to reflect, hey, what have we been doing for the last few months? And like, what kinds of skills are we interested in sharing with each other? What kind of songs do we want to be talking about? What sorts of topics are we going to be emphasizing at the song swaps? These are all questions that we ask on a regular basis. And oh, look, there's me on the live stream. Next thing I want to show you is just the online events that are coming up even before June. So this is the one we're at right now, which is Song and Poetry Swap, April 23rd. This coming Sunday, we have Songs of the Spirit. That's a long-standing tradition that we've been doing for many years, where people sing a cappella, simple songs, don't take a lot of teaching. It's not the big, the point is really about the song being simple and singable and how it raises our spirits. Some of us write songs like that, but a lot of us write songs that are like more verses, which is what we're going to hear more about today, actually. But this is more emphasis on the songs that people can easily sing together rather than like a complex kind of verse that we will be hearing during today's session. Then this one here, if I had a song, workshopping songs in progress, the registration deadline for this particular workshop is tonight at 8 p.m. And what this is, Pat LaManna and Steve Deasy have been developing based on a lot of things that some amazing other artists have done at People's Music Network, a peer song critique session where songwriters who are in the middle of the process of writing songs get together and share feedback in an organized way. And that is something that I think is kind of one of the core things we do at the People's Music Network is we give each other feedback on our works in progress, and we support one another in developing the craft of songwriting as a tool for social change. Then another one I want to point out is the pre-May Day International Workers' Day. We had so many members who were doing gigs on May Day, May 1st, International Workers' Day, a day of working class struggle, that we wanted to have this as sort of a pre-May Day event. So that is actually, I'll bring up the picture here, is hosted by Jen Dog Lone Wolf and Marcy Boyd. And we're going to try something new for this particular song swap. The idea is, like today, I'm going to explain it pretty soon. We have a circle of appreciation at a PMN song and poetry swap. This is going to be a little bit different. We are inviting the people who register for this particular event to actually share how their song relates to a particular struggle of working people who are fighting for dignity and for their rights, which is a little bit of a different thing than like commenting on the last performer. So we'll be kind of asking people to like think, yeah, how does my song relate in a specific way to the struggles that are going on right now? And just going down the line, we've got a lot more songs coming up in the future. Some of these things like Songs of the Spirit and the If I Had a Song, Pierce Song Critique workshop series are becoming kind of regular activities. And we have lots more activities of that nature coming up that you will be hearing about through the website, through the Facebook page, and through the email newsletter. And for those of you who are tuning in by Facebook and YouTube, please consider sharing the link. I will actually put this in the chat right now. You know, if anybody would like to share this on social media, here it comes. Boom, you got it. You can share that live link right now. We've got lyrics for tonight's song swap. I'm going to put that link into the chat. That everybody who submitted lyrics, there's a few that came in last minute that I'm going to actually upload shortly. But that is a great resource. If you look at all of our archived live streams where you can watch, you know, going back to March of last year, there's an accompanying link that shows you the lyrics. If there's like a song you want to learn or check back on, you can do that. We're offering verbal encouragement to the performer who came before us. That's what I talked about, the circle of appreciation. And, you know, it's just an opportunity to say something, to connect with that person on a one-on-one basis. Kind of, this is part of how we're building the communities, despite all the distance that is physically there between us. And then, of course, using the chat box to encourage one another is really, really important thing, really great way to keep that appreciation going. And you can do it for every performer if you have something to say to them. And then we're staying to a 5-minute limit today so that we can get through everybody. We do have a wait list. There's a chance we might be getting to the wait list. We'll see about that. I'll check in by chat, you know, with folks as we move through the event. I'm so excited that we're all here. I want to welcome to the stage our very first performer. His name is Dave Mason. He's from Ohio. I'm going to bring you on stage here, Dave. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Tell us about you. Tell us about the song you're doing today.
Yeah, hi everyone, and thanks so much there, Ben. This is a great thing that you do, by the way. My name is Dave. I am an Englishman. I live in Cincinnati in Ohio. I have been a stay-at-home dad for the last 20-odd years. And a songwriter just as a bit of a hobby, really. But I got to thinking a couple of years back, what am I going to do when my daughter goes off to college and I'm kind of sitting around with nothing to do? So I would like to try and see if I can do anything with my music. I've been doing quite a lot of Zoom sessions here in the States and overseas in the UK. I was on a call in January when a young man read a poem that he'd written about a little boy called Alan Curdy. And Alan Curdy was a young Syrian refugee whose boat capsized in the Mediterranean and he washed up on a beach in Turkey. You probably remember the pictures in Time magazine. The same week that I heard this poem here in Cincinnati, where I live, and Cincinnati's not a very big city, we had 2 3-year-old boys who were in the news. One little boy by the name of Nilo Lattimore, They're still trying to find his body in the Ohio River. He was thrown into the Ohio by his mother's boyfriend back in November, they think. And the other little boy, called Amari Campbell, was a little boy of 3 years old who got hold of his grandmother's cigarette lighter and set his apartment on fire. And he went to hide under the bed because he didn't want to get into trouble. And when his grandma was trying to find him to get out of the apartment, couldn't find him, and so he succumbed to the fire. And I know a lot of people write songs about refugees, and of course that's a very valid subject to be writing about. But what I wanted to take away from this whole episode and this whole kind of time was the how do we remember these 3-year-olds who should not have been in those situations? And so there's a little song called 3 Years Old, and I can share the lyric. Oh no, okay, so the lyrics are on the lines. 3 years old. Here we go. My name is Alan Curdy. I was only 3 years old when you found me like a rag doll on the beach. My life was never worth much, nothing that I could control. Dreams of freedom well beyond my reach. I did not want to be there. I did not want to die, and I didn't want to make the front page news. It's a lucky soul who has the power to choose. The refugee who always seems to lose. My name is Nilo Latimore. I was only 3 years old when I was thrown into the Ohio. My own mother could not save me, her killer vile and cold, who believed somehow the world would never know. I did not want to be there. I did not want to die, be a headline catching eyes at every glance. It's a lucky soul who gets a second chance. The victim who succumbs to circumstance. My name's Amari Campbell. I was only 3 years old, headstrong with the world at my command. Now perhaps I should have listened and done as I was told, but at 3 the world's so hard to understand. For a young boy with a lighter in his hand. There we go, 3 years old. Thank you very much.
Bravo.
Bravo. Wow. Thank you so much, Dave Mason. Wow.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate
You
it.
get to bring Marcia Taylor on board here to help us digest the amazing thing we just heard. Marcia.
Dave, thank you so much for that song. Such a topic could be so, how shall I say, deadening, right?
Yeah.
It's like too much to bear, and yet
Sure.
your approach is so gentle
Thank
that
you.
I was able to stay with you the whole way. And that's having a light touch on such a painful topic is not an easy thing, and I honor you for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, you know, when I was a teenager, Earth Day had just sort of been invented, and I had to do a craft project. So I got a t-shirt, and I wrote on it in glue, "Recycling is sexy." And then I put a lot of glitter on it, and I wore it on my very tight t-shirt. And that was my first statement around sustainability. And you know what? I haven't stopped. I wish I could stop, but I cannot. So I offer you a song I wrote quite a while ago. It's sort of my signature environmental song. I invite you to steal it and use it. It's singable, and a lot of people can join in. It's called Pass It On. And Ben, would you be kind enough to put the lyrics up so if people want to steal it, they can? All right, pass it on. Pass it on, pass it on. The earth is in our hands. Pass it on, pass it on. Every woman, every man. This old world keeps a turning round. After we are gone, we got to keep it clean for the next in line. We got to pass it on. Listen to the wisdom of the Iroquois nation. Pass it on. Minding the good of 7 generations. Pass it on. They know that how we live and what we have done. Pass it on. It's setting the stage for the ones to come. Pass it on. Pass it on. Pass it on. The earth is in our hands. Pass it on. Pass it on. Every woman, every man. This whole world keeps a turning round. After we are gone, we've got to keep it clean for the next in line. We got to pass it on. Progress, high tech, profit and loss. It's growth without limit, whatever the cost. Mother Earth, she gives all she can. But there is only so much she can stand. So pass it on, pass it on. The earth is in our hands. Oh, pass it on, pass it on. Every woman, every man. This whole world keeps a turning round. After we are gone, we've got to keep it clean for the next in line. We've got to pass it on. Yeah. Links in a chain, you and I. Pass it on. With the fish and the deer and the hawk in the sky. Pass it on. And on each link depends. And I mean to see that that chain never ends. So pass it on, pass it on. The earth is in our hands. Oh, pass it on, pass it on. Every woman, every man. This old world keeps a turning round. After we are gone, we got to keep it clean for the next in line. for our children and their children. 7 generations pass it on.
Bravo! Yay! Thank you, Marcia. I want to bring on Dave Tarlow as our next performer. Dave, hello.
So you can't say too often, pass it on. And I was going to say, every time you sang a verse, I wanted to do a tagline, pass it on, which then you did on the last verse. So yeah, it makes it a great sing-along, right? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. This is an old song that current events made me write these lyrics for. And you can all sing along. The first line echoes. Another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone. Try it. Another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone, another man done gone. I didn't know his name, I didn't know his name, I didn't know his name. Another man done gone, another man done gone. George Floyd. A $20 bill, a $20 bill, a $20 bill. Another man done gone, another man done gone. Dante Wright. Air freshener dangling down, air freshener dangling down, air freshener dangling down. Another man done gone, another man done gone. Eric Garner. The cigarettes for sale, the cigarettes for sale, the cigarettes for sale. Another man done gone. Ahmed Arbery. He ran and ran and ran. He ran and ran and ran. He ran and ran and ran. Another man done gone. Michael Brown. He walked at Ferguson. He walked at Ferguson. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. I didn't know their names. I didn't know their names, but now I know their names. Another man done gone. I have to say their names. I have to say their names. Another man done gone. 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 Another man done gone.
Bravo! Thank you so much, it's Dave Tarlow. I was just wondering, could I ask you a question about that song? Because I'm remembering not too long ago there was another song swap, and another woman who's a member of PMN sang a song that was sort of similar. Did that come from Odetta?
Yeah.
That song? Yeah.
Amongst others, there's actually also a very interesting version that Johnny Cash did with Anita Carter. That's incredible. And apparently she didn't sing with him much, and somebody commented that she had the most amazing voice of anybody. And it really is. So you can look that up too. It's really quite something. Well,
thanks for sharing that. Thank you very much. I want to bring on Bittersweet. Bittersweet, are you there? Go ahead and
Is it time? Hi, everybody.
It's time.
And I have some friends in Cleveland. That's why I put that. And of course, I have friends around the world.
So let's see here.
What video?
I'm hearing you. Oh, do you want to start up your video so that we can see it, or just is it just audio today?
Oh, I thought it was on.
Yeah, you got.
My
Let's see.
screen,
I'm going to ask you to start the video.
I don't have a video. I think I only sent you the lyrics.
Oh, it means
Somebody sent you a video. It was not from me. Check with BMI.
Oh yeah, no. That's another thing. I'm just talking about the video camera on your phone is turned off. So you press start video, and then we can see you.
Just
There you go.
silly
Now I
me.
can add you as a spotlight.
I'd love to have a video, but I've been on vacation and I sort of had to move everything from 3 locations to hopefully get it organized, and everything is a mess. And I had hoped to do The Wayfairing Stranger, which is one of the titles that uses Poor Wayfaring Stranger today. And I had different sourcing, World War I history going back much further than that. And I found, to suit my life, the person who taught me writing, and that's a long story I won't go into right now, always said, what you sing is something you one day may have to live. So if there are a few lyrics in a traditional song that you need to change or adapt or rewrite or write a new verse to make your life livable after it, do it, because so often if you recorded something, there's one little imperfection, you live with it the rest of your life. If only I had hit the right note. I hit a sus fourth and it should have been right on the third. Anyway, so I was going to write it, but I still haven't had my eye fixing surgery.
Well, what song are you doing for us today?
I'd like to hear it. Snug Harbor. The Folk Music Society of New York and other New York City, and particularly Staten Island cultural and humanitarian organizations, have this wonderful respite called Snug Harbor and Botanical Gardens. They have a magnificent website, which I encourage you to search for. Snug Harbor will get there if you doesn't do it. Whoops. Just put in Snug Harbor, Staten Island, and it'll show you everything. It started as a rest home for retired sailors. So our peer group over at Shandy Sing and Shandy Sing at Snug Harbor, that's sort of the roots for why those are located, those sites. It's a Greco-Roman restored, if I can see some of the buildings here. It's got woodlands. It's near the Staten Island Zoo. There is an area that is a garden in the summertime, floral primarily. I don't think they put in an organic vegetable sustainable development anything yet, but it's a struggle just to eat sometimes and do it safely and in keeping with the green environment and the ecological principles of planet Earth. So this is the flag. There's the flag, half staff, of course, in memory and memorial for all of us who've been lost during COVID. Probably will continue. We hope and pray shortly in the future. Here, if you look, we have the monument, an obelisk quite reminiscent of Cleopatra's 3 needles that started in Heliopolis. Beyond that, you see the Gateway Arch that goes out to take the S40 bus from the ferry terminal. It's about a 15-minute ride. Bus driver will announce. Snug Harbor. And just check the websites. They do have many outdoor things going on now. Classes, educational, community, and certainly the ongoing attention to humanity. The trees are in
Elias,
bloom.
can I ask you a question?
Can I
ask you a question?
Society. So hopefully in the near future, and I'll polish off The Wayfaring Stranger, by different versions and post it online. I'll be live singing. My mandolin and ukulele, primarily the mandolin for this song, are in storage. And on that future day when I'm not a wayfaring stranger, but in the bright heavenly fields of our vigil keeping, I'll be back. Thank you so much. I love you all. It's good to be back. I miss you all, and have a great weekend. And I'll be listening in for the rest of the evening. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right. Elias, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Ben. Your hair, how you growing bangs? Are you trying to emulate the Beatle look of the I want to hold your hand. He loves you.
You're calling me the Beatles, is that right? Okay. Well, thank you, Elias. We look forward next time to hearing a song. Okay.
I remember the Beatles when they first started in the cavern. Their bangs started, and then everything else went downhill, down here from there. Anyway, take care.
Be well now. Be well.
Hi,
I want to bring on our next performer.
Welcome to Staten Island, New York City, USA. The center of the universe, the Big Apple, for me, the Big Peach.
Thank you very much, sister. Good.
Yeah.
Have a good one. So, Bob, we're looking forward to your song here. We heard it in sound check yesterday. It sounded very exciting. I enabled screen sharing, so you can walk us through what you're going to do.
Okay, I'll thank Elias for that tour. And I wrote a song last summer while there was a lot of marching
You're
going
welcome,
down
bud.
my streets in Harlem. And given what's been going on in recent history, I think it's still quite relevant. So I'm going to share that with you today. Okay? And let's see if this works. This is sort of an experiment.
Oh, the experiment was yesterday when we did the sound check. Yeah. Now this is the real thing.
All right. And here we go.
Okay, so we do. You're not yet sharing your computer sound, so you want to go to share screen, and then advanced, and then computer audio, and hit stereo high fidelity before you press share.
Okay, so I just hit advanced.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to select computer audio.
Got that? Yep.
And then there's a down arrow. You're going to hit stereo high fidelity.
Now I remember. Okay.
Good. And then you press share, and then we will know that you're... And now it's going. Yeah. And then you have original sound on. Let's hear that song.
Okay. All right. For the second time this week, I hear the sound of marching feet blowing down the street outside my window. Black Lives Matter protest. I hear the sound resound. No justice, no peace. You don't get it, shut it down. How long, oh Lord, how long? How long must we keep singing the same sad song? How long do we begin to make amends for the sin? It's been wrong all along from the beginning. This time's different. It was there for all to see. A black man's life was taken by a heartless plea. I truly do believe we must do more than grieve. You hear again those words, I cannot breathe. How long, oh Lord, how long? How long must we keep singing the same sad song? How long do we begin to make amends for the sin? It's been wrong all along from the beginning. Why chokehold takes your life by taking away your breath. And in the same way, this virus causes death. Well, it's occurred to me, as it occurred to you, that race hatred grows like a virus. How long, oh Lord, how long? How long must we keep singing the same sad song? How long do we begin to make amends for the sin? It's been wrong all along from the beginning. Now the question is for me, who am I supposed to be? What do I say? Who do I say it to? It's very clear to me, it's becoming clear to see that this one's on me and it's on you. So I'll call out the ones who demand law and order overall, and all who stand with him in the Congress Hall. And I'll sing for the ones who will take a brave knee while Congress is silent with black bodies in the street. And I'll give it to you straight before it's too late. It'll take strong love to cancel this hate. And I feel, yes I feel, yes I feel, yes I feel that this long hard rain is finally starting to fall. How long, oh Lord, how long? How long must I keep singing this same sad song? How long do we begin to make amends for the sin? It's been wrong all along from the beginning. It's been wrong all along from the beginning. And until it's gone, we've got to keep singing. Nice.
Bravo, bravo. Hey, I'm bringing up Ruben Gonzalez, our next performer.
Hi everyone. Hi Ben.
So, Ruben, do you have anything to share with our brother Bob Brashear about How Long?
Well, yes, thank you for that song. I heard Bob Dylan in it, plenty, and also I was caught, and I was caught by this sad song. The song musically didn't seem sad to me. I love that we can sing a nap song and it could be a sad song. That we can the words don't have to shape the music. It's right on the tradition, I think, on your tradition and Bob Dylan's too, and also how long? Forever. That would be my answer. How long? Because we got to, if it's not for this, it's for that. If it's not for that, it's for this. So how long? Yes, keep on singing. How long? Forever. My Ben, my interface just broke right before I think I can't fix it. I'm gonna do it right on the computer, and here we go. Songs of struggle. I'm struggling sometimes. At the end of the month, when the bills come due, and I don't have, or you don't have, a way to pay them, you wonder, what do you have? Do you want to count your assets and see how can you pay this thing? When I did that, I looked around my room. There was not many things that I can get money from, sell, or pawn. What do I got to pawn? I got my love. I'm going to pawn my love. The only thing I've got is love no money can buy. I hope it's worth a lot. I can do nothing that people would pay for. Got no job, no income, no skills. Only love, I think, can be my salvation. Got to eat, maybe love can pay the bills. I'm going to pawn my love. The only thing I've got is love no money can buy. Ooh, I hope it's worth the lot. There must be some good in life like crazy. Cause for me, it's the only thing to do. Put me away, put me right next to the screamer. I don't care, love is the best that I do. I'm going to pawn my love. The only thing I've got is love no money can buy. hope it's worth the laugh. I'll give out the ticket in the street to strangers. Anyone can go ahead and claim my love. I hope up in the window's gonna keep its value. Gotta think how I'm gonna claim it back. I'm gonna pawn my love. Help me out, please. The only thing I've got is love no money can buy. Ooh, I hope it's worth the laugh. Pawn my love. It's gonna pawn my love. Pawn my love. I'm gonna pawn my love. Yeah, I'm going to pawn my love. I'm gonna pawn it right up on my love. I'm gonna pawn my love, pawn my love. I'm gonna pawn right, ding, ding, ding. I'm going to pawn my love. The only thing I've got is love no money can buy. Ooh, I hope it's worth the laugh. Pawn my love.
Bravo! Wow. You know, I just have to make one comment. I don't always make comments, but someone here actually, I'll amplify what Jenny Amanda Hurwitz wrote. Ruben Gonzalez, Desperation but Danceable. I don't know if that's it. Wait, Desperation but Danceable music, soulful, tuneful song. Yes, Pawn Our Love is brilliant. See, you know, people in our world of People's Music Network think all the time about how singable is my song, right? This is what Pete Seeger taught us to think about, right? And a bunch of others. But like, you know, we're trained to think how singable is it? What about how danceable is it? That is very important also for protest songs, because if you're out with people, they do want to move their bodies, whether they're at a picket line or whatever. Got to think about the danceability. You got it keyed in there, I think, for sure. I want to bring on our next performer, which is Mary Lutz from the Raging Grannies. Mary, how are you? Welcome.
I'm doing fine. It's such a pleasure to be here. Hello to all my brothers and sisters in PMN. And Ruben, I have admired your originality for a very long time. This, combined with your new haircut, is a fantastic song. I'm going to make sure that all the Raging Grannies get to hear it. Because it fits right in with the mood of the country, the poor people's movements now, and so on. It's just a perfect sentiment for that. And you have a whole lot more than your love. So I just want to emphasize that the importance of reaching out to people with who feel themselves in terrible trouble, you know, is so important right now. And I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Now, the Raging Grannies don't usually make songs that are dedicated to an individual, but this Granny song is an exception. Mumia Abu Jamal, about whom the song is a radio journalist and author of 4 books, a former Black Panther and MOVE member, convicted in 1981 in an unfair trial of the killing of a Philadelphia cop. He was sentenced to death and then life without parole. He's serving his 40th year in prison, and tomorrow is his birthday. He turns 67 years old in a Pennsylvania prison infirmary, suffering heart disease and COVID-19. We honor him and all those incarcerated in the USA. Here's the song.
Turn that key and let him go. To injustice we say no. Racist systems gotta go. Let's free Mumia. Mumia's words are poetry for those yearning to be free. This enrages powers that be. Let's free Mumia. Free Mumia. Let's free Mumia. let's free Mumia.
He was shot and almost died, accused of murder and vilified. Racist judge, a trial of lies, let's free Mumia.
Black jurors were denied, his court lawyers unqualified, witnesses coerced and bribed, let's free Mumia. Free Mumia, let's free Mumia. Free Mumia, let's free Mumia. Racist systems gotta go, let's free Mumia.
Pennsylvania, what's with you? Are you blind to what is true? What is it we must do to free Mumia? Prison healthcare is a crime. Mumia's life now on the line. We are running out of time to free Mumia.
Free Mumia, let's free Mumia. Free Mumia, let's free Mumia. Racist systems gotta go, let's free Mumia.
Bravo. Thank you very much, New York City, Raging Grannies. And if you said this already, I apologize, but I just wanted to make sure people know that Mumia Abu Jamal was diagnosed with COVID-19 recently. So the effort to get him out of jail has intensified around that, out of prison, excuse me. Thank you for the song. I want to bring on Jim Scott, who is our next performer. Jim Scott. Wow. Welcome, Jim. How you doing? It's good to see you.
It is a pleasure. Unmute myself. Okay. Did I unmute myself? Pardon me. Raging Grannies, that was incredible. Free Mumia. Thank you. And a virtual choir, a composite video. I need to learn how to do that. I thought in the midst of all this, my collaborators today here, that I'm sure there's going to be some hard-edged stuff coming out, and I just thought I'd sing you this new song. If it's protest bearing witness for, it's more positive. The mallards and the Canada geese have been honking their way overhead, and I wrote a little song about that, and it occurred to me, a minister I saw many years ago, this just came back in my memory. He was this great Southern preacher, and he would whistle his S's, and I can't imitate it, but he'd tell you this big long story, and where is this going? And he said, and I was there with a bunch of peace marchers, and he started talking about, down here on the ground, we got 3 dimensions, but it's kind of 2 dimensions. You look this way, you look that way, you can't, something's in your way, and you can't see that. But that 3rd dimension, look up in the sky, or, look down. And, I went up in a hot air balloon and blah, blah, blah. And, down in the Everglades, they got these boats with glass bottoms. And you think you're on this flat water, but, oh, look what's down there. So he was saying, these peace marchers, they are telling us about that 3rd dimension. They're singing about that 3rd dimension. Well, so it made its way into this song. And I'm still wondering if 3rd dimension is all that poetic, but there it is. Soaring beyond doubt over Earth's solemn gravity, in noisy migration, still they long for their rest. Sun-kissed their wings as they carved the sky eternal, looking to the night when they'll sleep in their nest. Voyagers heed signs written on the wide horizon. From the third dimension, find the secrets they seek. Quest for nobility, sustenance, serenity, beckons to the brave as it comforts the meek. So may we see over barriers and borderlines a bond of all beings on the earth, land, and sea, dreaming the world where each life is truly valued, rendering a justice that restores humanity. Spirit of the earth, spirit of the never-ending, from the third dimension, seeing straight to the heart. Spirit moving always just beyond our understanding. In the greater dance, may we each play our part. Spirit of the earth, spirit of the never-ending, from the third dimension, seeing straight to the heart. Spirit moving always just beyond our understanding. In the greater dance, may we each play our part.
Bravo! Wow, what a beautiful song. Thank you so much, Jim. Great. Someone was just writing how melodic and beautiful that song was, and I want to actually ask Tim, our next performer, if he's ready to maybe extend a word as well.
Yeah, that was really wonderful. It really is a refreshing song. I feel refreshed having listened to it. Yeah, I don't know. As someone that uses a nylon string or classical guitar too, it was lovely to hear and see that. I always wonder why more people don't, and I feel like you really showed how it can be wonderful for accompanying a folk song. I second, I think Jenny was saying something about subtle chord changes and just, yeah, beautiful melodies, nice lyrics, all the stuff. Ben, did you get the updated lyrics, and could you put those on the screen for me?
I can do that. Yeah, I did, actually.
Yeah,
yes.
Great. I threw some extra notes about the song so I can more or less shut up and play. But I will say, here's a traditional folk song about mass death, mostly caused by prioritizing profits for the ultra-rich over saving the lives of ordinary people during the spread of an infectious pathogen, which was potato blight back in the day. But yeah, this song sure hits different since the pandemic started with me. And I'll sort of mash it quickly into an adaptation from the 20th century. And you can read more if you want. They grow small over here, over here. Oh, the praties, they grow small over here, over here. Oh, the praties, they grow small, and we dig them before the fall, and we eat them coats and all. Over here, over here. How I wish that we were geese, night and morn, night and morn. How I wish that we were geese, night and morn. that we were geese, for they fly to where they please, and they live and die in peace, eating corn, eating corn. We are down into the dust over here, over here. We are down into the dust over here, over here. We are down into the dust, and the Lord in whom we trust will return us crumb for crust, over here, over here. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And in union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Yeah.
Bravo. Wow. Well, I feel like that actually deserves a little bit of ethnomusicological explanation.
Yeah, are you looking for that from me?
Yeah, I am.
It's funny because I don't actually remember exactly where I picked it up, but it's a traditional Irish song, obviously, and then Pete Seeger and someone else whose name I forget, but it's I think at the bottom of that sheet adapted the Constitution preamble of the American Mine Workers Association in the 1940s.
Valdemar Healy.
Yes, that's right. And there are some lovely extra verses at a local Ottawa folkie. I didn't sing them because I didn't want to go on for forever. But they're actually, I often do not like additions to classic songs, but I like his. Chris Hill. What else was I going to say? And I guess when I sung this at a folk sing, someone pointed out that this reference to geese was very pointed. That, and I think that's in the note too, that English absentee landlords were feeding their pet geese and exporting grain while their tenants starved to death. So it wasn't just a sort of look at the blackbirds.
Yeah, I mean, what a thing to long to be. Geese,
absolutely, right? Yeah. I wish I was a pet goose. At least I could eat. Yeah, I think that's about as much as I know about it.
Well, yeah, it was striking because I mean, there's this incredibly poignant lyrics about the Irish potato famine here. But most of us have heard that song primarily, as Step by Step, the Union thing.
Okay.
But I mean, gosh, those lyrics hit hard. So I want to actually go on to our next performer. We have had a few people who needed to step out, so I apologize. The next two people on the list actually got back to me and said, "Sorry, Ben, we have to do something else." Paul McKenna is here, however, which is very exciting. Paul, are you ready? Sorry to spring that on you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
Just pull your screen forward so we see a little more Paul and a little less ceiling. Good. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. I was going to be singing a song called Blood on Their Hands, but I'm instead going to be saving that for the May Day event. Instead, I'm going to do a new one that's pretty timely about all the fights that are going on around voting, both at the federal level. There's HR 1, which the Democrats are trying to pass to expand access to the ballot. And then in the state legislatures, we have Trump lackeys, Republican Trump lackeys trying to restrict voting rights through various measures in, I think, 43 different states. Anyway, this song is called Don't Pass That Bill. It's a parody of the Don't Mess with Bill. It's a song by the Marvelettes from the early 60s, and it's got an echo line there that you can sing along with as I go through this. So here we go. Don't pass that bill. No, 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 no. Don't pass that bill. Donald Trump says we stole the election from him, and his followers are buying that line. So his lackeys in the state legislature want to stop us from voting next time. Hear what we say, throw it away. Don't pass that bill. No, 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 no. Don't pass that bill, cause that bill is unjust. Don't pass that bill, and defeat it we must. Don't pass that bill. Their policies are unpopular, and they're in the minority. Instead of learning their lesson now, voter suppression has become their priority. Hear what we say, throw it away. Don't pass that bill. No, 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 no. Don't pass that bill. It's a horrible bill. Don't pass that bill. It deserves to be killed. Don't pass that bill. They're doing their best to turn back the clock to the bad old days of Jim Crow, where voting rights were reserved to whites. Well, it's time for us to say hell no. Hear what we say, throw it away. Don't pass that bill. No, 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 no. Don't pass that bill, cause that bill is unfair. Don't pass that bill. We got a right to be scared. Don't pass that bill. We fought long and hard to win the right to vote, and we won't let them take it away. But we'd be making progress if the U.S. Congress would pass H.R. 1 today. Hear what we say, pass it today. Let's pass that bill, pass it today. Let's pass that bill, pass H.R. 1. Let's pass that bill, time to get it done. Let's pass that bill, it will block the bad bills. Let's pass that bill, it deserves to be killed. Let's pass that bill, cause those bills are unjust. Pass H.R. 1 and block them we must. Pass H.R. 1, cause those bills are a crime. Pass H.R. 1, say one more time. Pass H.R. 1. Let's pass it. Pass H.R. 1 today. There you go.
Paul McKenna, everyone. Beautiful. I want to bring on our next performer, Jan Hillegas. Jan, would you like to turn on your video and unmute? And then welcome back to People's Music Network. It's good to see you. How are you? How are you doing, Jan?
Sorry, no. Did you ask me a question?
I was saying welcome back to People's Music Network, and wanted to welcome you to the stage here. Feel free to share a word with Paul if you'd like, and then we'd like to hear about your song.
Okay, well, actually, I'm chair of the Green Party of Mississippi, and we have some problems with HR 1, but obviously most of it's a good idea. So if we could get
Is that because the HR 1 doesn't like kind of says that the third parties can't have any standing, or how does it work?
Well, it makes it harder for third parties. It costs a lot more.
Oh yeah, more signature requirements.
I'm not sure about signatures, but boost from 5,000 to 25,000. I'm not sure. I wasn't ready for this, but I can let you know if you, or go to gp.org to find out about that. But anyway, it's good to have a song about the general subject though. And I decided to do 4 short songs today myself. I'm Jan Hilligus from Jackson, Mississippi. And after the US hostages were taken in Iran in 1979, I met some Iranian students at Jackson State University from at least 3 different Iranian political groups. I noted in my songbook that groups of Iranian and American women met twice in Jackson during 1980 to 81 to share experiences and ideas. Reading about the many heavy contradictions imposed on Iranian women in recent generations inspired this song. Woman of ages, woman of now, where are you going? Where is your power? How will you fight and how will you win? What is your future morning within? Woman of history, living today, what does your mother teach? What will you say? Did revolution liberate all? How many martyrs heeded the call? Woman of East, having body and soul, what is your destiny? What is your goal? Can you find freedom without Western jade? How can we join you and march unafraid? These words are from a Palestinian saying. Once people want life, their destiny will yield, and the darkness must fade away. Once people want life, their destiny will yield, and they will surely break their chains. I found accessible online the first page of Irving Berlin's tune to Emma Lazarus's words. I composed the rest of the tune and added the second verse just before a 2017 march in Jackson, at which I sang it. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Came here the young, the brave, the threatened and the jailed and the poor, the children of the hopeful, counting days until their lives could grow stable and secure. My lamp must light the way forevermore. And the last line of this song is adaptable as needed. Accelerate the sun and wind, giving power to the people. Keep water clean, air carbon free, and stop Dakota Access Pipeline. Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you, Jan. Is this can I just ask you? I remember seeing you before at one of these events before. Is this your second time or third time joining one of our swaps?
Second time I did my ERA song the first
I
time.
remember that. The ERA song. Yes, beautiful. Yes. It's so good to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I am looking for people who will sing my songs at places where you have an outlet where I might not.
And that's one of the things, with the lyric list, at least we can be sharing what we're doing so that we can make people know, like, hey, if you heard something at the PMN swap and you want to follow up, please look at the link to all those lyrics. Maybe I'll post that again in the chat in case anybody missed it. So thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
I want to bring on our next performer, and I think her name is Grace. And Grace, want to invite you to turn on your video and say hello, exchange a word to Jan. Is this your first time at one of these online song swaps, Grace? Go ahead and unmute. So glad you're here. Yeah, I just sent a little request to turn the mute on, turn the mic on. Yeah. Okay, we're not getting any sound right now, but you're not muted, which means if you're going through an interface, but there's something wonky with the interface, like the volume isn't on there, like somewhere it might be turned off. Because I see you have like a SM58, so I'm guessing that goes into some interface. So here's what we're going to do, because you might need to work on that a little bit. So I'm going to send you my phone number in the chat while the next person is performing, and then I might be able to help you get that set up. But since we're moving along, I'm going to see who's next. We got Mark Hecker coming up. So I'm going to help Grace. Here goes my phone number. Call me in just a second. Grace, and I want to see if Mark is ready to go. Mark Hecker. Welcome, Mark. Hey, Mark, go ahead and unmute. I'm going to turn off some of these.
I'm ready.
All right, good. So, here we go. So, Mark, tell us where you're from and what song you're going to do.
Okay. My name is Mark Hecker. I'm living in Albany at this time. I didn't know I'd be going on this early, but in any case, for any of you, or probably most, this song is probably universally one of the most famous songs of all time. All of you will know it. It was, if you remember the 1970 film by Robert Altman, MASH, which propelled Donald Sutherland and Elliot Gould to star status, there is a mock suicide in the movie in which John Schuck pretends to commit suicide and has an elaborate funeral with candles and all that kind of thing. And Robert Altman, the director, wanted to have a song to accompany this scene, which he said would be the stupidest song ever written. That's what he wanted. Johnny Mandel, the composer, wrote a melody, and Robert Altman assigned his 14-year-old son, Michael, to write the lyrics to the song. However, the lyrics that Michael came up with showed that he was a very precocious young man, and he made a statement, I think, in these lyrics that were hardly stupid. They were actually quite profound. So he's still making a lot more money from this song at his age than Robert Altman ever made as director of MASH. And as this song, of course, was used through the entire run of MASH on CBS. Through early morning fog I see visions of the things to be, the pains that are withheld from me. I realize and I can see that suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. Try to find a way to make all our little joys relate without that ever-present hate. And now I know that it's too late. That Suicide is painless, it brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. The game of life is hard to play, I'm gonna lose it anyway, the losing card I'll sometimes lay. So this is all I'm going to say, that suicide is painless, it brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. The sword of time will pierce our skins, it doesn't hurt when it begins, but as it works its way on in, the pain grows stronger, watch it grin. The brave man once requested me to answer questions that are key. Is it to be or not to be? And I replied, oh, why ask me? 'Cause suicide is painless, it brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. Suicide is painless, it brings on many changes, and I can take or leave it if I please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark Hecker. Wow, beautiful. So sorry, I was just on the phone with our other performer helping out. So, Grace, do you want to try again? Actually, let me change the order a little bit. So we're going to come back to Grace, and I think what we'd like to do, if she is available, Barbara Discant, I would like to invite Barbara up to the stage right now as we get ourselves organized. You ready to go, Barbara? How you doing? Go ahead and unmute yourself if you would. Sorry, we're changing up the order on you. I hope you take your time. No problem. Hey.
Okay. Unmute myself. I just did.
Yeah, you're good. We hear you now.
Did I do it?
You did
First
it.
of all, this is really a hotbed of help. I mean, Ben helped me overhaul my mic system this morning, and I want to be thankful, and I want to be thankful for Mark Hecker. I'm sorry, I've been running up and down, and I have a wood stove. It's my only source of heat, and I have to monitor it. And you may have seen me running up and down a few times. I don't want to be cold. We had a big snowstorm yesterday.
Wow.
So if you see me sometimes sort of casting a look over there, it's not to avoid you. It's to make sure that I'm actually getting heat. Anyway, thank you for sharing and sharing. And I didn't know the song, but I appreciate. It's funny how sometimes what seems to be inane turns out to be the very opposite, and the converse is true. Sometimes something's touted as profound and it's inane. So it's well pointed out. I just wanted to appreciate that reminder. As far as I'm concerned, I live in the southwestern tip of New York State, and I should say we're quite victims of environmental justice. People seem to think we're all yahoos over here, and we fought off what would have been the biggest landfill east of the Mississippi. Our neighboring county fought off a horrible radioactive dump that would have been there. And right now we're fighting the Northern Access Pipeline, which is, which is affecting the Senecas, who are our neighbors. And I work with a group called Defend Ohio, which is defending the Ohio Allegheny River area. And some of our members are Senecas, some of our members are non-Senecas. And we essentially are working on this, National Fuel is trying to put in the pipeline, just like they did with Dakota Access, and sort of to be there for profit, but try to pass itself off as in the public interest. And we won in New York State, and then the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory thing under Trump, overruled New York State, and they're trying to take people's land for this. And what can I say? We're fighting. We've exhausted most of the legal channels. I don't think we're going to give up. Anyway, this is a song I wrote for the cause, and I just, if anyone's interested in this, they can either
look up the No Napple Coalition on Facebook, NAPL, or Defend Ohio, DEFENDOHIYO. People fighting pipelines really have worked together, and that's been wonderful. So that's about it. This is a song that I wrote called Big Back Black Snake, and we sang it at one of the workshops, but I wanted to make it more, universal, so I put the piano to it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
A big black snake, calling out of Pennsylvania down to New York State. 100 miles long, 2 feet wide, poison for profits, what it carries inside. Northern Access Pipeline, if it brings in the money, you think it's just fine. Poison the water, poison the air, National Fuel does not care. But we do. We won't let it go through. If we care about life, we can't let it go through. Water is life, it better not go through. New York State said the pipeline can't be, but the feds overruled the state's authority and gave National Fuel eminent domain to steal people's land for corporate gain. Northern Access Pipeline, if it brings them the money, it suits them just fine. Poison the water, poison the air, National Fuel does not care. But we do. We can't let it go through. If we care about life, we can't let it go through. Water is life, it cannot go through. A big black snake, crawling out of Pennsylvania toward New York State. 100 miles long, 2 feet wide, poison for profits, what it carries inside. Northern Access Pipeline, if it brings in the money, it suits them just fine. Poison the water, poison the air, National Fuel does not care. But we do. We can't let it go through. If we care about life, we can't let it go through. If water is life, it must not go through.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. Lots of applause here. Wow, we've got people loving the piano, the song. Wonderful. I want to bring on our next performer, Grace. Welcome, Grace. This is Grace Nichols. Hey, Grace.
Yay, she got it fixed.
Go ahead and unmute there, Grace. Start again, Grace. So just unmute and then
mute.
There we go.
Okay. No, I'm just grateful to you because I also do environmental work, and that was just fantastic. What a contribution to our work. So Arlo Guthrie wrote a song about Watergate that's just endlessly adaptable to any situation. And so it is a ripoff, but it's also recycling songs in the folk tradition. So I used his song and rewrote it in the 90s, in 1998, when we were working for a community in Oakland that had an incinerator problem and a Superfund site and lots of poor people and all of that. And then when I got to Albany, I was chagrined to realize the exact same conditions were present for different communities in Albany. And we recently had a win. We passed a clean air bill in 2019, Albany County clean air bill. And it's actually groundbreaking that we're able to do that. But at the end there, while we were winning, I used public comment to sing the song one more time. And the reason I did that was because we had 3 different communities that were facing incineration. 2 were very poor white communities, and 1 was a very poor Black community that had been facing incineration for literally over 100 years while they powered the capital area. And so while we passed the law, it was kind of a cynical comment on when we did not pass that law. And what was interesting too is the people who were running the meeting tried to cut me off, but the Black Caucus wouldn't let them and said, let her sing. So I wanted to sing it for you without the beautiful music. This is public comment style, and it's Arlo Guthrie's tune. So. You said you didn't know there was dioxin in the air. You'd never go along with that kind of stuff nowhere. Ooh, and that's just not the point. And it's a wrong way to go. 'Cause if you didn't know about that one, you tell me what else don't you know? Well, you say that you would like to, and that ain't hard to see. Maybe you was fooled again by US technology. And maybe you were fooled again by some police here at home. 'Cause nobody who talk like you know what's going on in communities of color, in communities of poor. Everybody's wondering about a smokestack there next door, and everybody's wondering about some violence here at home. Sisters always telling you there's just too many guns, and the mothers still are weeping from their kids killed in gang war. Fathers still are asking you what the pepper spray was for. And the schools are still the prisons where we learn how to survive. Some of us, we get to live, a bunch of us will die. And some of us are hungry, some of us are old, some of us, we signed right up and done like we was told. And some of us take to the hills and some sleep on the street. None of us will get in line, we all stand on our feet. But you, you said you didn't know there was dioxin in the air. You had sanctions, you said, against chemical warfare. Ooh, and that's just not the point. And it's a wrong, wrong way to go. 'Cause if you didn't know about cancer, you're not sure about asthma. Don't want to talk about pepper spray. Don't even ask about the cocaine trade. You tell me what else don't you know? Just tell us what else don't you know? Thank you.
Bravo! If I may, just Grace. First of all, I think you are a relatively new member of People's Music Network, or at least the first time you've come to an online swap, right?
Absolutely, it's first brand new.
Delighted to have you here. Thank you so much. And if I may just make a comment about the tradition, I think that you're singing in. I don't know where this started, but I mean, one of the famous times that someone sang their testimony at a public hearing, of course, was when Pete Seeger was brought in front of the anti-communist House Un-American Activities Committee back in the 50s or whatever that was. And I've done that in public testimony using song as a way to deliver a message. And one of the things I love about doing that is that it kind of breaks through this idea that like music is over here in this other category, which is entertainment or something like that. But over here is where the serious talk is. And I think I was recently listening to a live stream with Scott Cook and David Wilcox. And David Wilcox said something about how sometimes when you find the phrase that rhymes, that leads you right to the truth. It's not that everything that rhymes is truthful, but sometimes as a songwriter, you find that in a way that can cut through the bullshit of like standard public discourse on things like, I don't know, police policy or what we should be doing with the coal plant or whatever, So I just feeling a lot of love for that tradition and appreciation for you to keeping that alive. Thank you very much. I want to bring
Thank you,
in...
and I'll be back.
Oh, great. And welcome to PMN. So if I may here, bring on Paul DeEspinoza. Paul, maybe you could feel free to say a word to Grace and say a word about yourself and how you got connected with this whole crew of people before we hear your song.
Sure. It was beautifully done. I love that kind of presentation. It's just so powerful. And I'm hearing today so many echoes of different references. Our friend I'm going to sing a Charlie King song, and it's called Spoon of Sand. And I heard it from our friend from Ottawa. I forget his name, but he
Tim, I believe.
Tim, and he referenced the line "Drops of water turn a mill" from that potato famine song. It was it just echoed so much of what this particular Charlie King song is about. Charlie King, brilliant singer-songwriter, beautiful singer and guitarist, one of the best harp players around. So I'm from Middleborough, Massachusetts. And I want to sing this song to everyone in the People's Music Network and everyone who stands up for peace and social justice and has done so with their lives. So this is for you all. Okay. I took this version off of his CD, Life and Love, Tears and Laughter. It was beautifully produced by Reggie Harris, and recommend it. Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out
out here over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still. You weathered the storm, you finished the race. We see by the weary smile upon your face. You've stumbled and risen, you sang up the dawn. You kindled the fire, you carried the torch, you're passing it on. Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out here over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still. Dark clouds on the mountain, dead fish on the shore, the bottom line bankers, the vultures of war. You turned and you faced them, and when push comes to shove, somehow you believe hate has to surrender, surrounded by love. Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out here over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still. You charted the water, saw the river run clear. You raised the sail when we thought the journey would end in despair. At the darkest hour, on the edge of the dawn, you caught the first light, you gave us the vision to carry it on. Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out here over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still.
Bravo, Paul D'Espinosa.
Thank you, Ben.
From Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Yes.
And a new member of People's Music Network. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm going to do a song. So I will say, you know, I've of course heard this song, Charlie King's wonderful tribute to Pete Seeger. And there's a lot of beautiful poetry in that song, you know, in the lyrics. And you carried it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think after I play, I'll bring up Jenny Amanda Hurwitz, and then we'll see where we are at. But this is a song that was written by Julie McCall. And let's just make sure everybody's muted here. Okay, good. Yeah, and coming through, hopefully. Good. Here we go. Now, I do a lot of singing on the picket line for nurses. And this song, I do a lot of parodies. So Paul McKenna, who sang earlier, he's written a lot of these wonderful parodies. And but I've collected them from a number of people, including Paul McKenna. But this one I collected actually from Julie McCall, who actually, if our brothers and sisters at the Labor Heritage Foundation runs this wonderful event called the Great Labor Arts Exchange. We have our summer gathering in early June. They have their Great Labor Arts Exchange in late June. And they actually have a parody category. They have a song contest that they do every year. And their category for parody, best parody, is actually named after Julie McCall. So when I found this song, which is a parody of Hey Look Me Over, it didn't have a bridge for whatever reason. It was just like the bridge part was missing, so I added in the bridge. But other than that, it was written by Julie McCall. So here it goes. You screwed us over. You're gonna pay. Well, let me change one little thing here. Thank you, friends. Here we go. Try it again. You screwed us over, you're gonna pay. We're with the union and here we're gonna stay. So don't push your luck, boss. Don't feel secure. We're gonna get you in the end of that, you can be sure. We know our strength is in numbers. You know it's true, so hang on to your ass, boss. We're coming after you. And here is the lesson to learn from this. On it you can rely. When we're screwed, we multiply. No union in the world was ever without a prayer. We can win the world if unions are prepared. We remember even greater foes that fell when union members stood up as one to yell that you screwed us over. We've had enough. We're organizing, it's time for getting tough. So get off our backs, boss. Show some respect. We're gonna kick a few behinds and yours may be the next. And it's our rights on the job that we're fighting for. We're ready for action. We know we're gonna score. And here is the lesson to learn from this. You'd better realize when we're screwed, we organize. Yes, when we're screwed, we're not subdued. When we're screwed, we organize. Thank you. Oh, you know, everybody has always told me I didn't turn the original sound on when I was doing my song. Too many things at once. I always tell people turn on your original sound. I didn't do it. Well, live and learn, friends, live and learn. I want to see if we are ready to bring on our next performer, Jenny Amanda Hurwitz.
Hello.
Hey,
yes, that melody is actually originally from Hey, Hey, Look Me Over, Lend Me an Ear. Yeah, great adaptation. I like that line. When we're screwed, we multiply. That's it reminds me of when you bury us, we're seeds. You know. Okay, so this song it'll be self-evident. It kind of came through me like 12 days ago. Unfortunately, but I mean it as a tribute. Okay. They call me white, that's what they say, and your skin is cafe ole. Your African features are a threat to your life every day in a society that sees you as a danger any which way. Don't run, Dante, don't run. The police, they have the gun. A young father jokester, my beautiful 20-year-old son. Don't run, Dante, don't run. Don't run, Dante, don't run. The police, they always have a gun. Your muscled young arms, still pretty features, body slim, toned, and strong. Now they ended, my precious son. They always escalate. Underneath they have such hate. A chip on their shoulder you can't abate. Don't run, Dante, don't run. Your girlfriend, she will raise your little boy. You're my quick-witted, left a selfie epitaph. I will love your girlfriend, I will love your little boy. Will you just be a story to him at 1.5? They said you did the wrong thing. They said you weren't compliant enough for a little toy dangling from your rear view mirror. An outstanding misdemeanor, your bright eyes were snuffed. You didn't run, Dante, you didn't run. That police girl, why would she reach for a taser, much less a gun? Why didn't they just stay calm? They were older than you, but they shot you down. They call me white, and that's what they say. And your skin was cafe au lait. Your African features were a threat to your life today. In a society that sees you as a danger any which way. Don't run, Dante, don't run. The police, they have the gun. A young father, jokester, my beautiful 20-year-old son. Don't run, Dante, don't run. Don't run, Dante, don't run. That's for Dante Wright and his family.
Bravo.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Let's see. Marcia, can you were on early. Do you want to help complete the circle of appreciation here with Jenny? Is that all right if I bring you on like that to spring that on you?
Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. Jenny, I can't help but notice that you have been full on participating for. Am I unmuted? Is all well? Okay.
We got you.
Okay.
Okay, so Jenny, you have been participating full on in the chat. And what a pleasure to hear you sing here as we, come to the end. And your participation was 100% before, and now it's like 130%. So bless you. And I don't know if it would have made a difference if he'd run or not. Right? But you've captured the pain that I think we're all experiencing in our own way, however close or distant that may be. I saw that Grace mentioned that her children are multiracial, and this is a pain that we all must own.
That's the reason I put those words in was that's what his mom said. The last thing she got to say to him until the phone went down, and then the next thing she heard, he had been shot. But yeah, and he didn't really run. He just got back in his car.
Yeah. And you can do everything right, and if if your skin is the wrong color. So I bless you, and I bless each one that heard this song, and may we have the spine and the guts to bear the pain, and you have expressed it in your song, and I hope you get to sing it in many a place and touch many a heart, because it deserves to be heard.
Thank you so much, Marcia. Thank you, Jenny. Thanks everybody who performed today. Really, this has been a lot of fun. It's fun to do this as often as we can. You know, I will just say, I'm going to cut the live stream shortly here, but before I do, I just want to say we're going to I just want to make one little thing transparent, which is that these events take a little bit of time to do. It's all, you know, part of what we do at the People's Music Network. But here's the thing. June 4th through 6th is going to be an amazing online convergence. And that's because we're going to organize it in the next few weeks. And so some of the time that I normally put into doing this type of thing will be going into organizing that convergence. However, one of the things that has happened some already and could be happening some more is when PMN members sort of bring forth their own talents, their own capacities, their own desire to connect with one another. We do have actually a structure in place so, you know, one of the things we don't get the opportunity to talk about enough is that the fact that the People's Music Network has a steering committee, and that is actually the governance board that makes decisions about what the organization does. And recently, I'm very happy to report, we have been developing a new program committee, and the program subcommittee is actually going to be fielding suggestions from members of People's Music Network and our allies and friends about, you know, collaborative events that PMN can put on with other organizations, as well as more events along the lines of what we're doing that serve the needs of our membership as it currently stands and as we want it to become. Because, you know, every time we're caring about each other, we're also caring about the people who could benefit from association with those, you know, 500 so members we have right now. So but it takes facilitation. It takes time to put a good invitation out there and to welcome people into the community that we have built through the People's Music Network over multiple decades. And that's one of the things that I have heard in all the performances today and other times, is that people in this organization really value the community that gets built when people bring their music, bring their hearts, what is deeply true, to the table, and say what is deeply true for them and hopefully for others through song. So that's one of the things we're trying to do, is facilitate that even more effectively, even on a larger scale, because there's a world of hurt out there, and we know that music has a healing quality to it. Music also has an educational quality. Music also inspires people to take risks that are needed in order to confront police violence, in order to confront the ecological crisis. So I've probably spoken enough. I'll cut it there. I want to thank everybody again. And what I'll do now is end the live stream. And please do sign up for the next song swap on April 29th. We got a lot of people registering for that, so we might not be able to get everybody in who registers, but we got a great team that's organizing that. And then hopefully I haven't forgotten anything.